If you follow me on this channel, you probably know I've played a game or two of Grand Theft Auto before. If you did not know that, congratulations. Oh my god! Gets them every time, that one does. Don't worry, I'm a professional. I held it down. Nothing bad happened for the rest of the run.
Oh, not again! Oh.
Alright, fuck that. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Grand Theft Auto today. I'm here to talk about all the other lovely library of games out there, such as True Crime, New York City on your screen right now. This is a game I've run before. This is ESA Summer 19. It went great. Make Bake, good friend of mine, was supposed to run this, but last-minute changes meant I had to swarm in and save the day. He did eventually run the game at GTA Marathon later that year, and then promptly fucking quit. But to tell you a little bit about the game, folks, I hate to tell you, this is not a good game.
I guess they don't have pathing back here, so they're just gonna make obscene gestures and stand there, because I don't know.
But myself and other runners, and definitely the viewers, will tell you there's a certain je ne sais quoi with this sort of thing, right? There's just like, there's some spice to life here. You know, they just don't make them like they used to, right?
Buddy,
That's not what you're supposed to do. Just yeet
Sometimes you realize you're playing True Crime New York City, and it's hard to swallow.
But KZ from the past is right. This game is a little hard to swallow, so we have been in desperate search of the next big thing, the next True Crime New York City, the next game to take the stage by storm. And it's why I and others have dug whatever, deep into the minds of insanity and depravity to search for the next big thing. And I came up with Miami Vice, the video game. Not the PSP game, the PC game from 2004. Additionally on PS2 and Xbox, of course. It was that generation, right? So what is this game? Where did it come from? Right? I'd never heard of this. And a lot of people I know had never heard of it either. Well, I was on Moby Games one night, and I found out that Moby Games is a fantastic resource to find all of the depraved shit you could ever want. You want a list of visual novels from 1988? Here you go. There's 8 of them, apparently, that we know of. I would definitely recommend Gamma Force in Pit of 1,000 Screams.
The pilot is wretched. He is not proud of his best, but he has a second chance, a second life.
You know, let's be real. This is a budget title pushed out by budgeted studios. You know, Davalex, the publisher, Atomic Planet Entertainment, the developer. Remember these names. They're going to come back later, I promise. And a PAL-only release, interestingly enough. I think it was only in Europe. Made its way, you know, into my hands in America just by way of it being on Windows. But remember that this game came out before the Miami Vice movie. This predates it at least a year. I don't know anything about the Miami Vice movie. I just know that they bought up this game's license, the Miami Vice license even, at a time when it was probably dirt cheap. To make a dirt cheap game out of a dirt cheap license so that maybe Grandma or Grammy can go to the store and see a brand that they're familiar with, be like, oh, I'll give my son, daughter, nephew, sibling, self this video game. And there you go. I guess that was their shtick, right? That's how they got sales. And I mean, as you can see from the footage, probably the shooting is bland. The gameplay is bland. You're just walking around. You go point A to point B. There's not really a lot of mechanics going on here. Not a lot of interesting things. But it was still a short enough game that I'm like, hey, if I'm going to play through this game, I might as well give it a quick speed run, since nobody else had done speed runs of this game up to this point. So I knocked out my first speed run of the game. It was about a 48-minute time. It was very straightforward. It just kind of point A to point B, you know, beginning to end. Not a lot of tricks. Just try not to die. Here's some footage from my 38 that I got shortly after. And you can see we're still largely playing by the rules. This is the second speed run of this game ever done. I don't think anybody's done any of this before. It was certainly not on speedrun.com. So, you might be wondering, what is the first time save that we really found in this game? And I have footage of that. So, there's a really long part in Docks B, level Docks B. I know, my favorite level name too. But you gotta go to this room and stake it out for a while and shoot some dudes that come in, and then you can leave the level. And this takes about 3 minutes or so. And I was trying to get my way through the door that opens. This door right here. The end of the level is right beyond here. And just see what happens. Whoa! 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 What? Whoa! What? Whoa! 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 Yeah, it just melted right through the door, and a few tries later, just finally figured out exactly what was happening, and we put it in the run, and here it is in the 38. All right through, boys, right through. But here's the fun part about it. That was not the only thing we found that you could clip through. Obviously, there were a lot of doors in this run that eventually we started thinking about, yeah, you can clip through this, you can clip through that. And so it led to just this discovery, this fucking frantic-ass moment in time, this, like, span of a few days where we just cut the runtime so hard. We went from 38 to 15 in 2 days. 2 days! And it's all thanks to the lovelies on this leaderboard. We've got a healthy 11 amount of people that have run this game, myself included. Thank you, each and every one of these folks, for that, contributing to this insanity that is Miami Vice. So let's go through some of the time saves here. The first level, you can get up on these crates. That saves like 2 minutes. You can clip through this window. That saves another like 2 minutes. This is a pretty tough door clip. I got it very easily, though. And you can just switch to your partner, actually, and leave them in the lobby to trigger the end zone right there. This is a fun but annoying one. You can clip through this wall and then drop down on the other side. And eventually... There we go. And you can just walk to the end. Like half the level isn't loaded. It's pretty cool. The cargo ship, you can just walk inside. And you can skip having to be in the like undercarriage, the belly of the ship. And now you do something called the ghost ship clip. Just get stuck in the wall and shimmy your way out, and you're on the other side. It's pretty dank. You can do this sick, nasty jump off the top of the ship as well. Hell yeah. I'll show you the entirety of Chop Shop A. Perfect. That's it. So you get the idea. Clip to win, clip to win, clip to win. That's really the extent of it, right? Although I did want to share with you the final level, which is basically just a boss fight. Except you gotta chase him around the arena and damage him until he gets to this point where he tries to get in the copter. Now, I want to be clear, this shit is hard. There are so many enemies to deal with, and you can just die.
Trouble, Tubbs. Tubbs, I'm dead.
Like, what the fuck? Dude. So interestingly enough, you could just go in the opposite direction. Which is exactly what I do here. I damage him so that he runs forward, and then from afar, you just gotta keep shooting him until he starts to advance around the stage, and then you just run backwards to meet him. Which ends up being way safer, because he doesn't really get close to you except a few points, and also no enemies spawn anymore because you're not hitting those triggers, which is way better than how you're supposed to do it. But this still takes a long time. You can see this has already taken me 2 minutes in the speed run, and we're down to 10 minutes now, so it's really like 1/5 of the run, this boss fight. No, it gets faster. It gets way faster. Can you guess how it gets faster? Clip to win, boys! You see, the problem is we killed it. We beat this game right into the ground. We destroyed it immediately. And if you take another look at this graph here, you'll see like no one has posted at least a world record time in a while. Even the most recent run on the leaderboard is 16 days ago. Everybody else posted theirs 3 months when it was hot. Like, that's the unfortunate thing about Miami Vice as a speedrun, is it just did not have the staying power that even true crime has. It's just too basic. All you do is clip. And then the run's over in 10, 15 minutes, and it's not even that hard to do. So what are we going to do? There's not a lot to master here. So the quest continues, right? Honest to God, Grand Theft Auto Vice City is probably one of the most complicated, sophisticated, well-researched, well-documented, well-populated speedruns you could ever do. One of the most rewarding ones, albeit difficult ones, right? But let's be real. We're not looking for the next Vice City, right? That's going to be impossible. I don't know if you will ever top Vice City as a speedrun. Really, we're looking for the next true crime, right? That's where we started the video. Me and my friends were looking for, you know, this sort of jank experience. Look at this clip right here. Doesn't this bring joy to your life? But the point is I want you to look at this photo of the Earth. Now, think about how much of this Earth you haven't seen. Now, think about how many video games on this Earth you haven't played. And think about how many of those video games are probably fucking terrible, but amazing speedruns. And that's why myself and other members of the Fastbad Society have come together to search for this greatness, to support each other, and to make each other suffer. That's the most important part.
I'm Mark, or Makabaka, and I'm part of a small group known only as the Fastbad Society. We look for games that are not on speedrun.com yet. Most of the things we find are licensed games that aren't very good. People didn't enjoy them enough to start speedrunning them. And usually, or sometimes, we find some real gems, which I think this game is quite the gem.
Be sure to check out his RoboCop on ESA if you haven't. 2003, Fastbad Society for life. Oh, yeah! Also, PMC Trilogy, he made a cameo here. He's been running some nonsense, but Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza, particularly Fastbad aesthetic, so had to include that one. As for Miami Vice, I get the question a lot. Is it my game of the year 2020? Well,